ready to begin. Let the wonder take hold.
Hello everyone, here Brad again with the same park again. So I basically decided that I'm actually going to keep working on Disneyland Paris, mainly because, again, I have just my laptop now, and I have all the other parks saved on my other computer, so I can't continue working on them, and I've got plenty of time to do work on them, so I figured I'd just keep building this park. Haven't been, again, so this is going to be kind of interesting to try and build a park I've never actually been to. So I'm curious to see how it turns out. I'm going to have to do a lot of Google imaging, Google Earth. That's how I get all the stuff built. I just noticed something. I need to fix that right there. So for expansions, I'll show you what I've got. And with this one, I'm not going to use any billboards or nothing. No custom scenery to make this whole park. So I kind of sculpted this waterway a little more. Originally, looking at Google Earth, I thought it went to like around here. So I moved it, but then I had to move it back because I realized this was actually all just like garden, grass area. And then over here too, I didn't really sculpt it too much because I wanted to get the hub down. So here is the main hub. Now I believe it's had a few different versions. It seems the current one looks more like this. But it seems like at one point there might have been something in the middle. Let me know if that's true or not. I really can't say. Because again, I've never been. But this one seems to be a little bit bigger than the one in Florida. And definitely in California. It's much bigger. So that's the main hub. I started kind of getting this path just so, to help with references. Because again, one of the big things with making these parks is I want to make sure that I'm doing them correctly. When it comes to size, why not go down? Here, I'll fix this real quick. But yeah, I want to make sure I'm getting the size right. And one of the big problems is if you just work too much in one area, it might throw off the proportions. And that's not what I want to do. What color was this? Yeah, that's it. So we'll fix this real quick. There. And actually, I don't have the waterfall either. Because, of course, anytime you touch the terrain, it will... Too narrow. Maybe it moved in the process. I'll work on that part later, though. But yeah, anytime you change the water, you have to rebuild the waterfall. So there's that. So coming along the main hub, I started on this side. I wanted to get really this whole, make it like 2 lanes going on. So I got this side done. There's like this little building here. I'm not sure what it is, but I got like the hill and everything around it. And I didn't do the one on this side yet because I wanted to get Main Street down. So what I did for Main Street, the reason I got this done so quick, is it's very, very, very similar to the Magic Kingdom in Disney World. So much so that I actually had to download my own Magic Kingdom park off RCT Go. And then I highlighted these buildings. So in case you don't know, you can actually do that. You can make your own structures. You just select objects, and anything you highlight, you can save it. So I basically took the left and right sides of Main Street and I imported them here. And I'm in the process of changing it, making things different that are different. So I'll kind of briefly go over some of those. Of course, the everything in front of them are different, the path's different, all that. As for this side, I had to change some of the buildings here. I had to take it off because there's actually a building that will continue. And I'm just going to go across this way and there'll be other things. But I stopped here for now. I changed the color of this awning. It's more of a gold, yellow color. I changed the path lamps. I changed the trees, all that. And then this back area in Disney World, I had it kind of like right here, but it goes much further back in Disneyland Paris. So I'm going to have to put at least another 2 buildings here on the sides and then close it off over here, and that goes for this side as well. Over here didn't have to change anything, but I'm still kind of in the process of doing these back 2 buildings. I'm sure there will be minor changes on them. And then as for this side, I had to completely change the color of this building. Now it's like a yellow color. It's the Gibson Girl ice cream, I believe, is what it is in Paris. And then I had to get rid of the building here because it actually goes out much further in Disneyland Paris with the different building that's here, and it kind of goes along this way. I changed the roof color here. This is actually green in Disneyland Paris. It's not red like it was for Disney World. And then just random building color changes. Back here, some changes to the buildings as well. And this is like a eating area. There's a bunch of tables in Disneyland Paris, so I just put the typical drummer people I use. You can see they're just drumming close up, but from a distance it looks like people eating. So that's always my cheap effect that I like to use. And here's where the changes get pretty significant. In this back right corner of Main Street, all these buildings are different. And I'm sure some might even be different here. I don't know for certain. I'm going to have to change this one up too a little. So Main Street's almost done. Just got to do little touches here and there to get that put together. And then the actual entry area, it looks like the buildings were different on each side as well. So I'll have to kind of do all that from scratch. Everything else I'm going to have to do from scratch, because even like Space Mountain's different. So it's going to take a little while. As for moving the entrance back, I didn't know this, but I mean, if you recall in the last video, the park entrance was about here. But you can just delete it. So I expanded the border, pushed it back more, and just deleted the entrance. So I don't know how anyone's able to come in here. Maybe you can build another one, but I don't really care about that. But yeah, you just got to get this main entrance here. And then I'm excited to do the Disneyland Paris hotel. Because for those of you who don't know, it's at the entrance of the park. Like, you actually can see into the park from Disneyland Hotel. And I'm probably going to have to push this border back some more to make that happen. Alright, so that's what I have updated. And let's take a look at how it looks at night. It should look a lot like Disney World. So again, these are all new lights. They seem to be a little less yellow than these ones. More of a white light. Still pretty dark on the hub. Yeah, it's much less intense, or a lot less of an intensity than the yellow ones. And then the castle, as before. So very excited about doing this park now that you know, I have all the resources to make it. I mean, Google Earth is a really good way to do it because you can look down on the street level, which I couldn't do with Disneyland in California or Disney World in Florida. It's what I used to make the Universal parks, but you can't do it for Disney in the States. So I thought that was kind of weird, and that made it much more difficult. But here in Paris, they've got all the street views, so that's going to help out a lot for accuracy, especially considering I've never actually seen it in person. Alright, and that is pretty much it. Just giving you that update there. I'm going to keep working at it. Once I get all the main entrance done and kind of start out on the hub, I'll probably make another video. And I'm not really sure where I'm going to want to go from there. But let me know what y'all think. And as always, thank y'all for watching, and I will see you next time.